Guys, it's time for another exciting, we'll call it an episode of some Chronicles of Crystal. Well, I've been doing a lot of research for you guys. I got a nice little discussion lined up here, and I can make this available somehow, thinking maybe uploading it in a Google Doc or something. And then, of course, if anybody's just interested, we can always just exchange emails and I could share it that way. So let's talk tolerance breaks and why they are important. Our body is full of endocannabinoids. When we keep flooding our bodies with THC, we keep exciting our body's endocannabinoid receptors, which eventually builds us up a tolerance or immunity, if you will, to the cannabinoids found in the marijuana plant. So think of like, they're starting to scale back, or they've been starting to scale back now on when they will prescribe antibiotics, and you have to make sure to do, your full 14 days and all that, and you don't want to miss a dose because you'll start to build up a tolerance to it. It's sort of the same thing. So the most well-known cannabinoids are THC and CBD. These are exogenous cannabinoids because they originate outside of our bodies. The marijuana plant has approximately 700 different compounds. Our bodies have endogenous cannabinoid system, even if we don't use the plant at all. Forgive me, I could be pronouncing some things incorrectly. This system is throughout our bodies, found in the central nervous system, so think like your brain and spine, and the peripheral nervous system, so think like thyroid, nerve endings, and then I was also reading on it's more like your organs. So the cannabinoids act by binding to the CB1 and CB2 receptors located on the nerve cells in the central and peripheral nervous systems. The CB1 is the central nervous system, again, brain and spine. And CB2 is the peripheral nervous system, so like thyroid, nerve endings, organs. And then I found a little chart here that kind of shows you. Humans have more than just these two receptors, but these are the two most widely understood at this time. So once activated, these cells take action by reducing inflammation or relieving pain, etc. When the body's desired effects are achieved, there are enzymes that break down the cannabinoids. Both cannabinoids are broken down in this process, both the exogenous and endogenous, removing them from the body and returning the body to homeostasis. It's like balance. So how do we reset or further activate this system? I wanted to know. I'm referencing from a video by a Naomi Whittle. She showed us the top 5 ways. Number 1 would be dark chocolate. There's 710 compounds found in dark chocolate. You need the pure cacao without all the artificial sweeteners and etc. And just have like a square a day, maybe 3 out of your 7-day week, something like that, not too much. And then number 2, good fats such as omega-3, which is found in like krill oil or Alaskan omega oils. The average diet usually provides plenty of omega-6 fatty acids, so supplements with this are not usually necessary. Omega-3 is important for your heart, brain, metabolism, while omega-6 provides your body with energy. It is important to consume more omega-3s than omega-6. And omega-9 fats are non-essential fats that your body can produce. And then the third way to help reset and further activate this is activities such as singing, yoga, dancing, or meditation. Anything to get the body moving, but the key here is to have it be a joyful movement. So something that brings you joy. Number 4 would be organics, such as from a farmer's market, fresh foods from your local community, because there are no pesticides or harmful plastics. And I also think this is to help build a strong immune system. Think of how important it is to have local honey. Number 5 is CBD from organic hemp plants. It can be taken at night before bed or after exercise for anti-inflammatory benefits. There are many ways CBD can be taken. CBD binds to our endocannabinoid receptors, so our enzymes don't break them down quite as fast. Now in the video, she had like a little, like a CBD powder. She didn't mention milligrammage or anything. And I honestly, that varies, I'm sure, person to person. I personally used one of these like a week ago, and I had the best sleep of my life after my evening bath with this CBD infused bath bomb. It says it has 100 milligrams of nano CBD. This was awesome. I didn't even need a lotion or anything after my bath. It was great. And then some other supplements I've been experimenting with would be this Calm gummies. And it said one gummy has more than just CBD. But in one gummy, there's 10 milligrams of CBD. Sometimes I'll just do like a half of one of these, and sometimes it won't be like at night necessarily, but in the evening. And this I found to be pretty helpful as well with helping with sleep. It says take it 1 hour before bedtime. Again, there's more in it than just CBD. There's also 3 milligrams of melatonin, and I found like 1.5 grams of melatonin can really help ease my mind and get me into the sleep that I need quicker than without melatonin. I've never tried with just CBD to just get me to sleep. This is awesome. So it's like a mix, and then it's got some other fun stuff in here. Magnolia, lemon balm, and melatonin. The taste on these is not ideal, but it's doing the benefits that it needs to, which is very helpful. But yeah, I just do like a half of a gummy, and not every night, because you don't want to flood your system with too much of this too, because I'm thinking then you won't be able to accept the THC because all of your receptors are currently being binded by the CBD. But then there's also evidence, and I didn't get to research this too in depth yet, but that the CBD will actually help open your endocannabinoids. So maybe it's helping it like make more too on top of the ones that it's already bind to and stuff. More research is needed. Another CBD that I like are these CBD chocolates. These are so freaking delicious. It's $20 for one of these, so that's kind of steep, but I've had this since I showed you guys my gift bag. It's probably been like 3 weeks, and I still have some. Again, it's the same concept. You just want to low and slow. I have 3 left. So sometimes I'll do just like a half of one. Sometimes I do a full one. So it's just based on personal preference. Okay, so moving along. So yes, the CBD binds to our endocannabinoid receptors, so our enzymes don't break them down as fast. If you can activate and balance your endocannabinoid system, you'll find balance in your body, i.e. homeostasis, with improvement to your mood, sleep, anxiety, and stress. Stay away from things that increase inflammation, like alcohol and tobacco. Okay, and then I started to look at another finding from a Dr. Jim, and more on this matter. So the exogenous cannabinoids defining, CBD is not necessarily needed for a tolerance break, as it's indirectly stimulating our receptors, and THC is directly stimulating these receptors, so you know what that means. All right, I'll break that down for you too. What is a tolerance break? It's a duration of abstinence from THC of at least 48 hours or more. Our endogenous cannabinoid systems help us regulate 15 major bodily functions. I did not write those all down. And then, okay, cannabinoid receptors. We got, in here I'll show you. So you can see we have like the CBD, THC, CBN, so that's from the plant. And here's the receptors that are found in us, and then here's the cannabinoid receptors. So these are like our specific body's receptors to the plant. And then here, these, so we got the dopamine, opioid, and serotonin, and that is activated with the CBD. And so you can see how we got a plug in here with each. So we use THC to improve function, not to disrupt function, because too much THC can flood our endo receptors, causing them to stop producing. If using THC to treat a chronic condition, it is important to find balance between the two. Because THC works directly on the endocannabinoid receptors, it can overwhelm the system, thus reducing the amount of cannabinoids that our bodies produce naturally. So THC must be used in a way that improves our endocannabinoid receptors rather than causing dysfunction. Tolerance breaks can help reset the system to help it function optimally. So here are some signs you need a tolerance break. You start to notice less of a result from using THC-based medications. So you have to use more to achieve your same results. Keep in mind, less is more with THC. You stop dreaming. Our body has 2 phases of sleep. We have our REM sleep, and the second is deep sleep. THC leads to reduction of REM sleep because it sends our bodies into the deep sleep. Deep sleep restores the body, and REM sleep restores the mind. And you've been tracking your budget, and it spiked in the last month or two. So, number 1 was, for me, a telltale sign. But then once I started doing research, I realized, oh God, that's why I haven't dreamt in so long, because my body is just flooded with THC. So when resetting your receptors, you must abstain from THC medications for at least 48 hours. During this time, to help minimize flare-ups on symptoms you use the THC medications for, you can continue using CBD throughout the tolerance break. After the 48 hours, when resetting THC, start your dose at 50% less than what you would consider a normal dose. And become hypersensitive and mindful of your dose-system relationship after your tolerance break. Keep a journal and to help you find your optimal dose. Optimal dose is the point where you have symptom relief without the negative side effects and buildup of a tolerance. Example, somebody uses 5 milligrams of THC a night that is no longer finding it effective. Go without for 48 hours and then start again with half the dose. This tolerance is due to the bidirectional effects the THC-based medications have on our bodies, and more is not always effective. Cannabis strain formation of tolerance. It's important to also talk with your bud tender or cannabis coach to help you find different formulas with the same results, because it could just be that you've developed a tolerance to a particular strain that you like. And so another thing I like to do is keep at least 2 different strains in my Buddha box. I call it a spice cabinet, wherever you're keeping all your medication at. It's important to at least have 2 different ones. So it's always important to talk before doing a tolerance break to prevent a relapse in symptoms, and also to find support. Any other pointers? So the benefits of a tolerance break. So this was a direct copy and paste from Old Pal's website, and I liked it verbatim, so I just copy and paste. So the benefits. Not only can taking a break help you get the most out of your cannabis consumption, but it can provide a range of other benefits. Reduced tolerance is one of the primary benefits of a tolerance break. It can help you reduce your tolerance to THC, and the tolerance break helps reset your body in its response to THC, making it more effective and efficient. Plus, cannabis tastes so much better with a refreshed palate. An improved cognitive function. Regular cannabis consumption can affect your cognitive function, including memory and attention. Taking a break can help improve your cognitive function and make it easier to focus and remember things. And better sleep, number 3. Cannabis can have a sedative effect, which can make it easier to fall asleep. However, regular use can disrupt your sleep cycle and lead to poor sleep quality. And a tea break can help restore your body's natural rhythms and get you the rest you deserve, along with improved lung health. Because too much smoking can irritate your lungs and cause inflammation. Taking a break can give your lungs a chance to heal and reduce the risk of respiratory problems. No one wants a smoker's cough. And then lastly, cost savings. Are you spending a bit too much on your weekly cannabis stash? It can really add up. Using a tea break can save you money. Plus, you'll need less to achieve the same effects once you start back up, further saving some funds for other things. Key things to keep in mind for a tea break: find support, avoid triggers, stay busy, practice self-care, and prepare for the end. Because it's not goodbye, it's I'll see you later. And then lastly, I'm really notorious with tolerance breaks with, and I do this too, even if I didn't formally know that. I will do the weaning method, and it's the same way with these. You know, it's 10 milligrams per square. I still have this from like a month ago, you know, and I will break it in half and do just a half of one or something too. If you're having difficulty starting your tolerance break, one thing that I do that is really helpful for me is, like, I usually consume a whole awful lot on the weekends, and then once the weekday presents itself, Monday is when I'm like really feeling it, you know, a really groggy Monday. So I'll do like a tampering effect. So on Monday I'll only smoke like maybe 2 or 3 PAX bowls. And keep in mind, like a PAX bowl is probably like the equivalent of maybe like half of a fat doob. And I used to smoke 3 doobies was like my dose. If I got 3 doobies, I was having a good day. Then I started noticing, you know, it going up and stuff like that. And so then when I got my PAX, I was realizing, okay, so it's about this much that I use in a doobie. So it's about this much then in my PAX. And yeah, I'll just kind of cut back a little bit before I go for a full 24, 48 hour stretch. And again, I know that sounds really challenging. It is definitely a mind over matter. And I know that we say to ourselves, oh, well, we could quit any time. But who wants to? Nobody. But when you think about all of the benefits of just cutting it back, it's definitely worth a shot on giving it a full break. And you can do 48 hours is the recommended minimum, because your body will start to reproduce those endocannabinoid receptors as early as within the first 48 hours. But then if you're still noticing, when you start again and you're starting at that halfway point and you're still noticing your tolerance is a little too high, then you're going to want to repeat the process and try to go a little bit longer and see if it works that way. I think it's a full 30 days is the recommendation to get it completely out of your system. I know nobody wants to do all that either unless you have to. But just remember the award of that first smoke after you're done with your break. If anybody needs any pointers on this or any professional guidance, I do have a couple connections I can put you in contact with. I'm happy to help you the best I can. Note, I did not go to school for cannabis. I have been an avid consumer of cannabis since I was about 14. So this has been about 16 years. Only within the last 2 years have I started to really dive into the science behind this. I went to school at the University of Akron, and I got my associates in 2013 for paralegal studies. And I'm about 26 credit hours shy of my bachelor's in communications. I had to stop because I ran out of funding, and I really didn't want to take out any private student loans. With that in mind, though, I am an expert on researching, and if you need any guidance, I am happy to help you. Never underestimate a woman's ability to figure things out, right? All right, you guys, thank you for watching. Make sure to follow me on my Instagram, and leave me any comments, you know, any ideas on things you have. Did I explain something a little bit confusing? Was I wrong? Feel free, let me know. Thanks, guys. Catch you next time.